Hey YouTube, coming at you with the team that, again, I mentioned in my video this morning that I went up to 2853, down to like 2750 again, and then this got me back up to 2840. FROSLASS, medicham, double. This team there's a huge ghost, not a huge ghost problem, but there's a ghost problem in the fact that FROSLASS is weak to ghosts, medicham's weak to ghosts, and you can only land the payback on a double, right? So ghosts are a little bit of trouble. I actually ran into a trevenant and what was the other ghost I ran into? I ran into two ghosts here, maybe Jellicent. Where I got out of both of those. So let's take a look at the battles. You can work around. If you don't want to do that, you can switch. But basically, like, thought process was weak to rock here, weak to, like, right there, weak to the sandslash on the lead. Two sort of counter users in the back, deal with that. One with payback to deal with sort of the ghost. And then medicham was just like broken in this meta. I got one shield, which is great. They will counter me down before I am able to take them out. That is okay. I know they're running Thunderbolt, so that is good because they're not doing super effective rock slides. At this point, I think like medicham is going to be sort of my win con, so I am going to just let that go. We are going to Shadow Ball here, take this out, be up a shield. Sandslash is double weak to counter. Like, Sandslash is great, but man, being double weak to counter sucks. So it is double weak to counter. I am just trying to come in. Come on, let me back in. Get in, couple counters through, and it is an Altaria. And this is where it's like not terrible because double super effective ice punches here, and this is why medicham is kind of broken. Going to be able to take out the flyer here with a little bit of shield advantage. With the shield advantage, sort of, I meant to say, right? Because counters are not doing anything, but the ice punches are doing double super effective. This will take them out, so they are 100% going to shield. And then they do get to the move before I get to them. I think at this point I let it go because I'm like, you know what? It's dry now. I can just get ahead on energy here and come out with the Shadow Ball and then take this out with the Shadow Ball for the win. Because a Sandslash is super glassy. Super glassy and double weak to fight. That's why I put out how to build around a Sandslash. And there are options, but man, double weak to fire, double weak to counter, super glassy is kind of rough. So they had Pidgeot on the lead, and I had such a good matchup there. And then they come to medicham. I'm like, okay, this team is super weak to FROSLASS. So what I wanted to do is shield back the Psychic and then get into my own medicham. And they power punch me. So that's like crap. So do get off this second Shadow Ball, which would take it out. They end up shielding. I try to catch with CMP, so I'm like, okay, this one could be a boosted Psychic. I have to shield that up. Thinking that one Psychic from them, even boosted, is not going to take me out from this range, but a Psychic from me should take them out from this range for that. So I'll keep the FROSLASS alignment. However, I think I get this pretty low or take it out, and they come in with the Pidgeot immediately. And I will get to the move, which is great. Problem is I won't take them out. They're going to be loaded with a Brave Bird. So then I'm like, okay, I either have to come in the FROSLASS and be taken out here, or I think Double's tanking if it can take a Brave Bird. And I'm right. You can take a Brave Bird from a Pidgeot. So get the Body Slam off, take this out. I think I read that sort of like my weakness is probably FROSLASS, because if they're coming in with the medicham into FROSLASS, like, they must be super weak to it. And there is your other ghost. And there is just having that little bit of energy advantage to take this out for the win, essentially there. So FROSLASS is so strong in this meta. Obviously, you gotta wait for Psychics and stuff. Sableye, another ghost, another problem. I come in here, I can take a foul play. I know that. Claws are resisted. End up waiting too long to throw the payback, but I mean, they're going to come in here anyways, so payback is the right move. We'll get the second one off, but now I'm left with the FROSLASS and medicham against Shadow Sableye, right? Not a good situation to be in, but I got one shield. and we just CMP here. So I was about to say, they did the worst case scenario. They let me chip them all the way down and they dump their energy, which is like absolute worst case scenario. Because now, farm down time. It could be Brave Bird, so I'm going to have to shield this, and I know that Sableye is going to probably come back in, but by this point, I'm already at 1 and a bit of I have, wow, avalanches. And this is a shadow, so this is probably going to take this out from this range. So they should shield one just fine, because again, claws are super effective and everything. But here comes the second one. So I grabbed the last shield already. This will probably take it out from a shadow. So goodbye. The Zoombro comes in. Just going to get this Shadow Ball off. I think I just come immediately Medicham after, because I know one Play Rough does not take me out. And what I don't want is them to get to like 100 energy and then. So I'd rather them just be at like 3 or 4 bubbles, and then like I know I can survive one Play Rough. I have one shield for a Play Rough. I'll get to the Psychic and take this out. Probably takes it out, or at least 1 or 2 counters. Either way, I live a Play Rough here, so it does not matter. Yeah, 2 more counters, but I live Play Rough, so it is fine. Toxicroak, good lead. Mud Bombs hurt. They don't take you out. Counters resisted, only single because you're half ice. They're definitely at 2 Mud Bombs, so I know I can live 1. But now I'm going to have to shield 1 anyways. Let's just shield. Let's just match shields. I throw it right away, thinking that I can just like take this out or grab the second shield. And if I grab the second shield, I'm probably... Yeah. Right. My thought process at the time was, 1, I don't want... It's the same thing. I don't want them to like farm up to 100 and then take me out. The second thing was like, if they're standing with the Toxicroak against a FROSLASS, like they're not strong to FROSLASS in the back. Right? So that was my thought process. Get a huge Psychic off on this. They will take me out here. Oh no, they try to undercharge. Which I guess makes sense because you want the extra counter through here. Makes sense. I come FROSLASS thinking that like I can shield and farm down, but not if you don't know how to count, and don't count, because I remember this. I remember this Mud Bomb landing on me and being like, well, I just lost this game, because that was a really, really dumb play. So now they get a couple counters, and it's a Reggie, and that is going to one-shot me. So really dumb play there. It's dumb in the sense that I just don't know the counts, because I could have taken that out, still got a Shadow Ball off to chip this, and then maybe got into a double kick payback. It would have been close. Good lead here. Dugong comes in, so this is obviously great here for me. Drovens, again, they're whatever. They may just Icy Wind me to lower my counter too. Yeah, they may just go double Icy Wind, just so like the Defense Deoxys can come back in and just like farm a ton without having to worry about the Ice Punch. But I immediately read this as double ice, like Deoxys double ice, right? You pull out a fighter, Defense Deoxys beat it, and then your other ice, which I'm assuming is a Sandslash, roams free in the back. It's a very easy ABB style team. So just keeping alignment here is key. So I shield knowing that I don't want this to take me out, because I expect the ABB in the back here. And if they do, and they are double weak to fighting, it is just a very easy, essentially double kick all the way down, because the claws are resisted. Ice Punch is hurt, but not going to take me out, because claws are resisted, and now I basically come out with like multiple paybacks. So that's just like easy team recognition, and that's just kind of, you just kind of got to recognize like, okay, I mean, FROSLASS against Defense Deoxys is a bad matchup, but you know, when you see the 2 back-to-back there, you kind of know. So I'm not going to get to another payback, so I just chip, knowing that I'm now in double avalanche range. Doesn't matter. Like, I shield one rock slide's not going to take me out either. It's a Thunderbolt at that, so this game's over. Because I will very easily get to 2 avalanches before they get to what is going to need to be a Thunderbolt and a Psycho Boost. And they know the rating is on the wall, because I essentially just hard countered them. Azumarill, right? This is, like I said, this is an ABB style team where you kind of need to draw out a like a flyer. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Because double takes neutral. So this is not an ABB style team. I was thinking back to my dunsparce when I used dunsparce, but no, medicham is not. So you can stay in. I'm probably gonna try and catch there. You can stay in with any sort of neutral matchup. You don't need to draw anything out. This is where double's just crazy spam ability comes into play here. I built up to 5, just like maybe I'll grab a shield here. But I think they're happy with just continuing to let this go. But the Azumarill's low. I remember this. Because I'm like, the Azumarill's low. But they're just going to go 2 shield whatever's in the back here. And I read this as a double flyer team. So I think I shield this. Yeah. I read this as a double flyer team because, like, there's only one reason that you would... I mean, in the end, it does not matter, as you can see here, because that counter just is ridiculous. I got lucky there. I read it as a double flyer because, like, again, you're coming in Altaria. I mean, I switched to Medicham, so I guess that's why they came in Altaria. But I just assumed like Altaria, Azumarill, core. I guess that's a core, and then plus something. Anyways, that's a team. Did decent with it. Got me back up to the mid 2800s, which I then proceeded to lose a lot, trying different teams out. So I'm back down to like 2700 or something. And I may play Fossil Cup because I actually think more people are playing, based on your comments and based on what I've seen in other polls. I think actually a lot of people are playing Fossil Cup, and Fossil Cup is on next week when Ultra League is on. So I think a lot of people will try and play this. So I am going to try and play at least a couple teams, which you'll probably see in the next couple days. And hopefully we hit Legend within the next week. That is my goal. Anyways, that's it. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.